This video contains spoilers. Alright, you had enough time. So did Kingdom Hearts 3 live up to the hype? In short, well yes it did. There are some definite areas where the game does slack, but all in all, I really loved this game. I had such a blast playing it, and yeah, so I put everything into 6 different categories to really express how I feel about this game. So grab some popcorn, grab some chips, I don't know at this point, let's just indulge ourselves into this.
A trace of a new hopeful love in the world, rising from your mouth into the morning mist, one single word.
So the story, this is going to be the most cynicalist part of the review because the story is good, but it could have been written better and had some better pacing. Don't get me wrong here, I enjoyed the story even by the end. I thought it was great, but in a lot of areas it felt very awkward. It can range from anywhere from Sora explaining what hurt is to Riku explaining the Norths and some characters not having voices, and just some voices feeling very off to me. These things bog down the story to me, and I wish they were done better. Like, Riku's voice just sounds phoned in, but I will add Replica Riku sounds like regular Riku, so I think they attempted to make them sound different, which in reality made regular Riku sound bad. Also, Kairi sounded too much like Xion, which was very weird to me. Like, listen to how they interact in 0.2 and then in Kingdom Hearts 3. It's just really odd in a way. Now with Riku's voice, I hope they fix it because it could be an audio issue, maybe. Same with Donald's voice, like Donald sounded so weird in comparison to the other games, but I doubt we'll see it fixed to them. Though something I felt was inexcusable was Dylan and Alias, I hope that's how you say his name, not having voices. Like, they shouldn't have been in the game at that point. I was hoping Alias to say something snarky to Riku, but because of this scene in Calm,
you're finished! Don't mock me!
But nope, just no VA for no reason. Maybe it was a budgeting issues or cutting content, just still. It made them stick out way too much. Now, after the game stops explaining stuff to you like you didn't play the other Kingdom Hearts games, the story actually starts to get interesting. Like Replicas actually returning, old faces returning in the organization, and how Aqua gets turned into darkness. So I think the main thing this game suffers from is just explaining way too much. I've seen a lot of criticism to where the Disney worlds are too much like the movie, on which I haven't watched the movies, so I can say I did enjoy them, though I can say it's obvious to where it does fast forward the movie. But the Disney worlds that continued the movies were done great. I wish more worlds did this, where it didn't try to be like the movie too much. But I think since it took so long for another numbered sequel, I feel like Nomura really wanted to show how Kingdom Hearts story can be implemented in the Pixar movies at a greater height than previous entries. At least that's what I think Nomura was going for, hopefully. Now the game really begins to shine when Sora shows up to save Aqua, how Ven wakes up, everyone dying from darkness. Square, please stop showing us too much in the trailers. I feel like everything that I saw in the game I was already expecting from those trailers. It was like borderline too much in my opinion. I'm just saying, I know some people may not feel like this, just a little bit borderline too much. Sora gaining help from Light of the Past, which I really thought was a great scene in the game, even though I really dislike certain aspects of Yugen Cross. This was just super satisfying to me. Roxas and Xion returning was insane to watch, though missable for some weird reason. I didn't miss it, thankfully. Kairi getting shanked was really surprising to me, and I almost cried watching that, even though her character wasn't expanded upon in this game. Though I guess they needed some way for Nominate to come back. So all in all, I think the good outweighs the bad here, and I felt like those scenes were just so satisfying to see, and definitely made me start almost borderline crying a lot. because oh my god, it's just so relieving to see these characters finally like reunite. It's just so amazing. So now my thoughts on the ending. I thought the ending was good, though Sora not being there made it unsatisfying. I made a video about my implications of the ending in Secret Movie. If you were curious of my thoughts on that, link will be in the description. But the epilogue is sort of dumb in my opinion. I really hate the foretellers and back cover because of just how dumb they are and how none of them have a personality that really sticks out as unique besides the Master of Masters. So for this to be the epilogue, I felt disappointed because I really could care less for them. As for the Secret Movie, I'm very intrigued to where Kingdom Hearts is going to go from here, because everything in that movie is shrouded in mystery and we really don't have a solid clue who is the enemy besides Lushu. So I can't wait to see what happens next. Now, gameplay is one of the funnest aspects of this game, which took me by surprise. Now, as someone who made this shitty video, I can say Floaty Comet is done pretty well in Kingdom Hearts 3. Like, you aren't as vulnerable to be attacked. There's a night and day difference between 0.2 and KH3, which KH3 actually feels finished and fluid compared to 0.2, where the input delay and floatiness feels super terrible. Now again, critical mode still isn't out, so I can't completely judge how the floatiness can affect things like bosses and certain heartless types, because currently I think Proud Mode is a complete joke, since it's too easy with sometimes 4+ triangle commands at your arsenal. But I really didn't think the Comet was going to impress me comparatively to how Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix did, but I was definitely mistaken. Every Keyblade has a unique aspect to use against the enemies. The Keyblade transformations are really cool and feel sweet to use. I think the new thing in this game is being able to style your attacks on bosses, which that brings a unique aspect to the game and may bring out some hidden potential in its mechanics later down the line. Because remember, Kingdom Hearts 2 has been out for 13 years, so every little mechanic for the most part has been found to know what to do for most of every boss situation. Though Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix and Kingdom Hearts 3 are different, I'm still pretty hyped to see what people come out with to melt bosses on level 1, though I heard the scaling is bad, so hopefully some updates come, though my main complaint is the attraction flows. They appear too much and just flat out are OP in most cases, on which, yes, it contradicts to my previous statements on which fighting strategies to melt bosses, because you can simply use an attraction flow and kill things too quickly, which is why I tend to stay away from them and have been using combos and magic. But what do you know, I'm about to save and I press the triangle button and oh boy, it's an attraction flow coming out of Sora's ass, and it's just like, are you effing kidding me? And you're telling me these don't appear way too often? But overall, it's just fun. The Comet is fun, just a bit easy for my taste. I know I rambled a little bit on the subject for too long, so I'm gonna end it now. Is world design even a question in this game? Kingdom Hearts 3 blows the world design out of every other Kingdom Hearts game, basically made it into what it always should have been. I can't help but laugh at Kingdom Hearts 2's through Kingdom Hearts 3D's level design in comparison to 3's. They aren't always no more. Well, okay, Monsters Inc. and the Keyblade Graveyard being the exceptions, my favorite world are the Toy Story and Pirates of the Caribbean worlds, since they feel very unique and authentic to Kingdom Hearts. Though I am disappointed with Twilight Zone and Winnie the Pooh not being as explorable as I would have hoped for. I'm hoping for maybe DLC or an update to add more to it, because if you didn't know, Kingdom Hearts 3 is reaching maximum storage capacity on the disc, but again, they could have used 2 discs instead of 1 like Red Dead 2 did. But I don't know why they didn't, but hey, it's fine. I can wait for more content to be added to have me come back. Every numbered Kingdom Hearts game always comes the Gumiship missions or rides, whichever you prefer. They're probably one of the most disliked things about the numbered titles because they are annoying and steer away from how the game actually is. Like, you go from a JRPG to then flying a goddamn spaceship. Now, me personally, I've always hated the Gumiship missions, though I did start to like them in Kingdom Hearts 2 when I was grinding the Gumiship stuff for that plat trophy, which, man, that sucked. But anyways, Kingdom Hearts 3 changes the Gumiship to a 3D explorable area, which in my opinion is amazing. When you go into battle with the Gumiship, it takes you back to the Kingdom Hearts 2 point of view on the rails type of ordeal of Gumiship missions, granted not as seizure inducing, but basically makes it so you don't have to have bad combat, which I found to be a good on their part. Because if it would have been anything like Jak and Daxter or The Lost Frontier, then boy, I would have been very triggered. Also, I really like the design of Omega's boss, though it was very annoying to kill the damn thing. But yeah, I actually really like the Gumiship missions in this game. As for the music, I really enjoyed hearing old tracks remixed. It just made everything feel that much more satisfying to hear. Even that Ska Calm theme, which is the new song, of course, is just a banger. There really isn't a song I didn't like in this game, besides, of course, the dancing minigame one beat, but that's a whole lot manageabler than Atlantica's soundtrack in Kingdom Hearts 2. Now, minigames are somewhat of an annoyance in any Kingdom Hearts game, and this game is no exception to it. Now, they are easier and enjoyable their first time through, but they are still annoying besides the Big Hero 6 ones because they're actually fun. The Frozen and dancing minigames made my head hurt, but sadly Winnie the Pooh's reduced to this. Like, I'm sort of annoyed by this aspect because of the cell shading. I was very hyped to see what they were going to do. I feel like it may have been a last minute call, but I really feel like they could have done more here and just didn't. Also, where's my boy Eeyore?
This might be a good spot to find some ingredients.
So cooking is in this game. Cooking is actually pretty fun, pretty stress-inducing, especially going for perfect. Very, very stress-inducing to get all those perfect, especially the special menu. But essentially you can use the food to gain more stats within battle, which is always nice. Me personally, I didn't find myself using them because, of course, Proud Mode was way too easy, so hopefully Critical Mode gives me the edge to actually use the stat buffs. Or maybe when I play a level 1 playthrough. Again, I heard the scaling's bad, so I don't think I'm gonna touch it until I feel confident. And I almost forgot to mention the flans and the battle gates. Now, the flans are just mini games. Some can be a little bit annoying, but for the most part, they're fun. As for the battle gates, sort of disappointed in, because this is supposed to be the endgame content of Kingdom Hearts 3. And what this really consists of is just a wave of enemies that you just do Thundaga on, and then they all die. It's pretty easy. Now, some of them I think are a little bit harder or challenging. I wouldn't really consider it hard, I guess. I don't know, they're pretty easy, to be very honest, besides the secret boss, which at like level 50 he's challenging, but if you like grind level 90, he's so easy. So I don't know, it's just kind of the lackluster of challenging content until Critical Mode comes out, sadly, so yeah. Anyways, with all this said, I know I can be very cynical of Kingdom Hearts, but this only means I care. Remember, this is criticism, not hate. I don't know what it is with the community sometimes, but they don't seem to know the difference to just hating the game and giving fair criticism and talking about things you liked and didn't like about Kingdom Hearts. So did Kingdom Hearts 3 live up to the hype? Now, I know I already answered the question, but to give my proper answer, it would be a light yes. I won't say a hard yes, just because I was expecting a little more oomph in the story to have me crying or super satisfied. Which in certain cases, yes, but I was just expecting a little bit more. And with the lack of Final Fantasy characters, it just kinda was disappointing because of the events in Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, which might not be odd the first time going through the game, but like the second time, like for me watching the cutscenes, I just kinda felt like just that little oomph is just missing there, and I just really wish they had included them in the game, especially Leon, Yuffie, Sid. But finally killing Xehanort, I was satisfied just about that one aspect, because this old man has been ravaging these kids' lives for so many years now. Enough's enough, and the man just needed a laser to go through his chest. So in essence, the game may or may have not lived up to the hype that you were expecting or been a satisfying conclusion. It just depends on who you are and how you perceive everything in this game. So yeah, that was my, I guess, review-ish, discussion-ish, and just my thoughts and opinions on Kingdom Hearts 3. I don't necessarily like to give a game a rating at the end here, so yeah, I don't know what you were expecting here. So yeah, tell me what you guys think in the comments down below, and with that, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.